Good morning.
Everyone. Welcome to the morning roast. I'm, of course, Sugar Chris, and as always, I got the Sim with me.
Well, hello and good morning, everyone.
And we also
The one and only Sim.
Canal is sneaking in.
Hola.
And our guest for today is Mr. Devilflyer.
Thank
What is
you.
that? A nice little puppy there.
Surprisingly, it took us this long to get him on the show. Because I just haven't had
I'm so
day
accessible.
open.
Hard to get.
Well, I haven't had a day open to pitch in. So I was like, well, we're going to do it this time.
There we go.
Pale Rider's been fussing at me about having you on, so
Yeah.
So is that a Jack Russell?
That is a full-blooded Jack Russell. Yes,
That's pretty cool.
I've had her for a little over 10 years now. Yeah. Still got a lot
It
of
looks like
puppies.
the best of boys. That's how it looks like.
Yeah. Well, it's a girl, so yeah.
Oh, I stand
Abigail.
correct.
Oh,
You misgendered the dog.
misgendered the dog.
How
Oh,
dare you?
she doesn't. How dare you?
well, there's plenty of things.
Look at the dog now. He has
Look.
one ear up, one ear down, looking at you going, what the fuck, guy?
What the fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
Did you smell my butt properly? You should know.
Oh lordy. Yet another thing Canales will be canceled for on Twitter.
Added to the list.
Misgendering a dog.
One of the many things.
Infamous.
I gotta
I
say,
was
I'm
sure-
surprised. I'm hanging on so long on Twitter this time.
Because I was sure I saw balls hanging.
Musk
Well, what?
protecting you, Canales.
That was earlier today when you woke up and looked down, I guess.
Another one that has a Jack Russell is El Gargoyle, and it ran away like he was so heartbroken when he lost his dog, but he found it. Somebody brought it back. Yeah,
Happy ending. Yeah.
Mhm.
She
You got a
ran
cat.
away. She ran away when she was younger, like 4 different times. Well, and fortunately, she was taken to the pound three of those times, and she just went down the street, and she had a tag on the 4th time. The guy brought her back. So, but she knows where home is now. She doesn't stray too far.
Oh, let's see what all we got in the chat. We got Shadowhawk.
So, he's at work.
I got my best bet on.
He's my co-host every day on the 4 o'clock shadow. Cool.
Tail Rider fussing at me, of course. Yes, I was taking a shower. I've been up since midnight. I'm tired.
Yeah, Creators Outlet in here. I'll be on with Creators Outlet later tonight. Looking forward to it. As I'm looking forward to being on with you guys today.
It's so nice.
Now Kim Kardashian. Oh Lord, who did he tag in?
Oh, don't even look.
Hugger Muggard?
I don't think you want to know.
Don't look, Ethel.
Margo.
Like,
Still know that person.
she done been moved.
Wanderlust. Gosh dang, quit tagging these cosplayers. Pale Rider. I'm gonna get more dang half-naked cosplayers showing up on my Twitter feed.
Oh,
I'm not averse to that.
Let's see.
yeah. Send them over to him.
Oh, we got Bristolia Dave. All right, me babbers. Let's see. Soul says, welcome to the Morning Roast, where we bring in fellow comic streamer and retro fan, Devilflyer, to find out more about his black and white ashcan and other stuff. Good morning, Chris, Sam, Rex, Ibai, and chat.
Good morning.
to you, Solian.
That covers all the bases, I think.
That's Dave saying. He says, is it only me that sees Sim's naked icon?
Is it only me that sees? Okay, then there's no more naked icon.
I don't know. Now we've got Beckett now.
Yeah, because Soul asked for it, and I'm like, come on, he's the co-host. I'm gonna do this shit, and it doesn't work. It doesn't fit as well in that circle. So I cheated with OBS.
Dave says he loves Jack Russells. Had a Jack Russell crossed with a Lakeland Terrier for 17 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
I had
They're,
one.
they're great hunting dogs for small game like squirrels, rabbits, things like that.
What's
Yeah.
up, Shadowhawk?
I had a terrier. I had a little. We called him Rusty.
Yeah,
He didn't. He was always picking fights with our Alaska Malamute, or trying to.
uh-huh.
And the Malamute would just kind of lay there, and he'd keep, because he was so full of energy, and kept trying to mess with him. Finally, Nikita would just roll him.
It's always the smaller ones who pick fights with the bigger ones, isn't it?
We had to move him because he wouldn't stop. I was like, God, one of these days.
Yeah, we call it the little dude syndrome.
Yeah. It's the Napoleon syndrome dog version for some reason.
It's like, dude, I've seen somebody that was like 5 foot, and dude, you couldn't even make a joke of anything, and you would want to fight everybody just because they make like a type of short joke, or you throw something. Oh, you came short. Like, what? Because I'm short, and he wants to fight everybody. You're like, holy fuck.
No, that is the thing. That the most vicious guy I know in grade school was like a real little guy. Was always causing trouble, getting into fights.
They feel inferior, so it's an
Yeah.
inferiority complex. It's like the tiny dick thing.
She doesn't back down for much. I'll tell you that.
Oh, dude, it's one of the things. Like, if somebody was telling me, like, a Shih Tzu, like Shih Tzu are evil. Why? Because the Shih Tzu doesn't give a fuck. The dog could be used. The same thing with Chihuahuas, Jack Russells. They don't care. They're like, I'm tiny, you're bigger, I'm taking you down.
They don't
Mhm.
give a shit,
Yeah.
Sue,
Yeah.
if you will.
I will bite your ankle and you will feel it.
I remember when I was in high school, like I had like I got into a fight with a 6-foot guy, 6'2" guy, and I'm 5'8". So everybody was like, "Son, you're gonna get your ass kicked." That's not how it went. So respect those little dudes,
Yeah.
because they'll take you down a notch.
Actually, the scars that I have on my face from sparring were all caused by smaller guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're smaller targets for one reason.
No, that is true. It's harder for them it's harder for you to hit them, and it's easier
But
for them to hit you.
It's not
because-
just that. The taller you are, the slower you are as well. It's
Right.
it's weird. It's gravity, and it just works. And the same thing as being more solid on the ground.
Ask the Neanderthals who won out.
And I shower every day, I'll have you know, Bristolian Dave.
Where does
shower
that come
him
from?
with a love.
Where the hell does that come from?
Dave, he said, Chris don't shower. Why you lying?
I mean, Sim was the one without his shirt on in the opener. After
Yeah,
all,
I just came out of the shower.
with his pussycat.
Yep, striking that pussy.
Yeah.
No, stroking. Sorry, not striking. Strike is hitting. Stroking. Sorry. It's my Franglish there.
Hurricane Haley isn't a cosplayer. She's a oh, even better, Pale Rider. Now I'm gonna have porn on my freaking feed.
And now my cat's about the size of your dog.
Oh wow,
Uh-huh.
overfed much?
No. He's fit too. It's just a
Yeah.
big cat. I should have called him Lynx.
Yeah. Where did you get him from?
My kid's mom, she wanted to have like, oh, I want to buy a cat for Nat, and I'm like, we're gonna end up taking care of it. He's not gonna do shit.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, and that's what happened. Like he's the one that does the least with the cat. But we called him Gizmo.
Strictly indoor cat or
Yeah,
in and
strictly
out?
indoor. We don't let him out.
Yeah.
We called him Gizmo because as soon as we got him as a baby, he started meowing in a cute way.
Mhm.
Like just walking around and just starting like, meow. I'm like, okay, we'll call him Gizmo.
We got Dunko Zipper. He says, hello, everyone. It is always up the irons. After an absolutely disastrous day at work, this is the perfect way out of the real world. Thank you very much for that. And
What's up, Dunkel Ziffer?
How you feel? My birthday sucked.
And we almost called the cat
Except for
I think Gizmo was better.
outside of playing PoE with Marinus and Soul, my birthday sucked. I didn't get to do any of the things I tried to do.
How come?
Well,
Oh, is that why you got upset that I didn't answer you yesterday? Because you wanted to do something?
No, I wasn't upset about it.
But yeah, you said, dang it, Sam.
No, I always say dang it, Sam.
Okay, fine.
He just likes the sound of it.
He
Damn
just
it, Sam.
noticed.
I stubbed my toe. I'm like, dang it, Sam.
He likes to sound like Dr. McCoy. Dang it, Kurt.
What are you drinking, sugar?
ABC
beer.
root beer.
That's a good way of breaking your fast.
I'm gonna get. And if ABC wants to sponsor me,
Mm-hmm. Were
I'm
you
glad-
were you fasting on your birthday?
no,
No.
I eat whatever I want. I am definitely do not fast.
Like, what is fasting? I don't think he knows the definition of it.
What happened, trouble with the gender neutral toilets again? What did you get into, Dunkle Zipper? Oh my
I
god!
think it's a big deal in the US, like the gender neutral toilets. Here, people just use whatever hole they run into. Like,
Hey, Amanda B.
Yeah, who else we got around here? Oh, Pedro.
Pedro. Hey, Pedro.
Well, in 30 minutes, tune in for How the Bromance Turns section of the show. Dunkel Zipper says, and as so often, Chris deserves the Shirt of the Day award. Well, thank you, Dunkel Zipper. Thank you. Sim apologized to Chris for not being available on his birthday.
I was available, just not at the time that he wanted.
So you were unavailable.
Yeah,
I wasn't available.
mean to be.
But I was available during the day, just not between those hours.
You needed a little bell for the maid, you know. Ding, you come running. No. Too
No,
soon?
he tries, but I don't. I'm like a Jack Russell
Oh, Lord.
or a Pitbull. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my friend, he's a boxer guy, but after his last 3 boxers died, he tried something different, and he got like kind of like a golden lab or something. I don't know.
Dave, yeah, my bro Dave likes to joke that I'm like a French boxer because I'm actually like, you know, like my shoulder width is like double my hips. So me, I used to say I'm more like a Rottweiler, but he calls me
big
a
boy.
French bulldog.
Mhm.
Dang, when he tagged in Joe Rogan. What?
Hell yeah, you should. Now, next, you have to add who else is what's his name? Oh god damn it, I had a blank. Russell Brand. No, tagging Russell Brand, Tim Pool. Like the next time, just get them all. Maybe
Well, you never know until you try.
yeah, it's true. Like Razor Fist and all these shit.
Jordan
They're
Peterson.
supposedly interested in
Peterson is
comics.
supposed to
They're
be-
supposedly interested in comics, right?
Mhm.
Supposedly.
Oh, right.
That's why I use the word supposedly.
Trivia, you play the trailer yet or mentioned the book? No, calm yourself.
We're getting there.
I gotta sort through all my tabs to find it. There it is.
But you didn't have the campaign ready to go.
No, I have it ready to go, but I have about 30 tabs up right now. Leave me alone.
Now, Pedro Ang did the trailer for me last year.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah, Pedro did a good job with that one, so I'm interested to see how this one turned out. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, 30 seconds.
That character's face reminds me of that. What is it again? the epidemic mask they used to have, like they used to look like the crow thing. You know what I'm talking about? I just don't remember the name of them. They had a full black mask. They looked like a bird.
Oh, like the plague doctors?
Yeah, the plague doctors. Yeah.
So what is our devil flyer here, Rex?
Devil Flyer Black and White Ashcan. It's a preview book. You get the first 7 pages, I think, of the story. Plus, you get a pinup section of the other characters that'll be in the Momentum universe. Here's the Ashcan here.
Full screen now.
My friend John Fernandez that lives around the corner. He's my neighbor. He's a designer. Did the artwork for the Devil Flyer, the first Devil Flyer installment. Tweeka approved. That's a little bit of my artwork there. She's another character. I'll show you the larger version. Devil Flyer #1, which I'm working on the campaign now, will be magazine size like this. He worked. When John drew Devil Flyer, he wanted to make sure that there was no problem with the printing, so he actually did it to scale. And it's amazing when you think about that he drew it the size of a comic. That he got such a grand vista of with his artwork. And when I saw it in this sort of promo here, and this that she ran off for me, I said, yeah, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be magazine size so that you get the full look of the book, a big look. That's what I'm going for, so the Ashcan's preview, it has some of my artwork in it, some of Vic King's. This is a trading card that will be on the Devil Flyer #1 that launches April 30th. That'll be one of the trading cards. That's done by John. This was Vic's first piece he did for me about Devil Flyer. But it's not all about Devil Flyer. It has here's a piece done by me, and this is taken from an acrylic painting. It's in full color, and it'll be sold on the campaign by Doc Blaylock, who's doing Pariah Blood and Mud.
Pariah.
And you may have had him on. Here's a preview of the cover, of the wraparound cover from Vic King. That'll be on the campaign. So you get a preview of the cover that's coming up, and some of the other characters. Now in the Ashcan, it has their names so that you know what characters are what. This is Lady of the Night. She's patterned after Ava Gardner, and then you have what I call Retro Silver Boa. I have a character called Retro Silver Boa, but he and Lady of the Night here are set back in the 30s, as well as this character here, who is a Yakuza assassin. That's Shadow's Kiss, or let's see, not Shadow's Kiss. That's another character of mine. Here's the sort of my Watcher character. This is Vic King artwork. This is so the modern day Silver Boa. So you got a nice pinup section here, and I'll be relaunching. I'll be doing a second chance pretty soon on this. Your Storm Rider, Slaver, my little homage here on the back cover. Another Lady of the Night, Retro Silver Boa, and then a little homage here, him picking up the card to going against another character called TM to Action Comics #1. So I'll be doing a second printing here pretty soon. I have a new cover, a new back cover for it, and so this will be changed. The front cover and the back will be changed. I'll be adding 8 additional pages. With the Ashcan, you get 2 trading cards. Promo card 1, which reproduces the cover to the Ashcan, done by John. Momentum collectible card, and then 2 there, and that's the image on the back cover. And then you get 3 bookmarks with that. You get 3 bookmarks done by me. of the Bog character.
Nice.
He was the character that I was initially going to go with, and then you get 2 magnets. And I'm down to 10 copies. I've only got 10 copies left to sell. So I've been working on a lot of different things for the upcoming campaign. Different characters, Slaver. I've been trying to do a variety of bookmarks for the campaign. Some will be in glow in the dark. Some will be, I haven't worked that out yet, if they're going to be in glow in the dark, if they're going to be, he's another character here, this Wraith-like character. He's going up against Bog. He's Dirty Joe. He'll be in Devil Flyer #1. So some of these characters you get to see in most of the, I think there's like 16, 17 first appearances of the characters, cameo appearances in the Ashcan. And a lot of these bookmarks will be offered up for sale on the campaign. There's the Killer Clown that Doc Blaylock did for me. That's my artwork, but the character. So I've been doing a lot of Bog, but I've been trying to branch out and do other characters as well.
Got a whole library worth of bookmarks.
They'll be up on the campaign. Glow in the dark bookmarks, and some what is it?
Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm not reading. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just reading the chat.
Posters. The Blacklight posters, and this will be Apex Comics did a Sea Demon, another character that is featured on the cover preview there. Here he is in color. He's one of my older characters back in '93. This piece was done by John.
Okay.
Watercolor, and that sold in a recent auction on Vic's channel to Flying Feline. I've been working on a mini comic to go with the relaunch. It's going to be this size, and previously to working traditionally for a couple of years, I did this last night. I scratch art because I like the line. So I'll be doing a mini comic that'll be given away with the second printing of the Ashcan. But I still have 10 of those to sell. I've been developing characters with Vic and other artists. Here's another one of mine that I did of another character, and this is a copy of the story that Doc did for me last year, Grave Tales. It's going to be an anthology, but I wanted to get the characters out there, give a preview of it deals, this one in particular deals with the Killer Clown, and the Killer Clown will be featured on the second printing back cover, and
not a happy clown.
And the cover will be done in color this time on the second printing, and I can bring up for you an image of what that's going to be. That's AKA Pad, Peter DeLuca, that did the artwork for that. Also, Ryan from Octagon, he has Octagon up on. He did a Sea Demon piece for me, and I can show you that in black and white and color as well. So that'll be in there as well, along with some more work by Vic and some by Doc Blaylock.
Okay, so we have Shadowhawk in the chat asking for a wrench.
I already
We
did.
also have Pale Rider giving you shit because he's saying don't take it out on them. He meant don't take it out on them that I stood you up for your birthday and ruined your week.
What is he talking about?
Trying to create some zizzy between us, I guess.
Mhm.
You have Pale Rider asking if the book is magazine side as well.
This here is an Ashcan preview. This is the actual size of it. It's all for field, ready to mail out. As soon as one buys a copy of it, it'll be sent out.
And Dunkel Ziffer's telling Soul that if Soul ever gets a dog, it absolutely has to be a French bulldog. Then Soul answers, if you want an ugly pet that looks like it got punched in the face over and over and over, buy it for yourself. Dunkel Ziffer, I'm not paying for Bloodhunt shipping. Then he answers, thank you, Soul, but I already see that in the mirror every damn morning. That's why I was laughing so hard. You're supposed to face the mirror, not look at it, your ass.
Hey, as you know, on a related note, I like my pets to be uglier than me because that makes me feel good. So I'm perfectly cool with adopting something that has been repeatedly punched in.
I haven't decided. Right now. I'm working on a campaign. I may add to this one. I may not. I'll probably go over to Fund My Comic. Yeah, that's some more of the artwork. I was kind of limited when I put this up here. Devil Flyers. Primarily the focus of the Ashcan here. I doubled the size of it. It's a 24-page book. He was born in 1899. He was in World War I, World War II. He's kind of my Doctor Strange and Spawn-like character with Hawkman wings, I guess you could say, and maybe a Nightcrawler tail or a devil.
Yeah, I was thinking that he reminds me of a cross between Hawkman and Team Vigil's Faust. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Faust.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Faust, but
Jim
yeah, I saw the
Bidwell's
blue.
old book.
I saw the Blue Devil. Remember the Blue Devil?
Oh, Blue Devil, yeah. He
Yeah.
had a trident that he kind of.
And if you
blew
remember, there
down.
was a character called Red Wing
Uh-huh.
back then too. That was like a flyer with that was red.
This is the Sea Demon. I know it's hard to see there in black and white that that Ryan did, but now here it is in color. That this will be one of the trading cards that's on Devil Flyer #1, which launches on Fund My Comic March 30th. Or I'm sorry, April 30th. I keep saying March, but April 30th. But the black and white version, like this in grayscale, will be in the Ashcan. So you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
There.
There we go.
And then I will bring up for you, if you don't mind, I will bring you up Peter A. DeLuca's artwork for the second printing, which will happen.
All right.
This will be the cover to the he is a self-taught artist that lives in Philadelphia. And I will be hand coloring that myself. So it will be a black and white image, I think, on the back. I could color it as well. I'll leave that up to my chat if they want to see it in color. I wouldn't mind coloring. It's of the killer clown on the back that's in the Grave Tale story. Devil Flyer #1, the campaign that's going to be coming up, it's going to be 64 pages unless I add to it. You never know with me. And that will be all story, no pinups. I'm trying to set a good foundation here. So there's going to be the second printing, and it'll be print on demand. On the first Ashcan, there's only 100 of those that were printed. And there was, like I say, it comes with 2 trading cards, 3 bookmarks, and 2 color magnets. The Momentum magnet and the Devil Flyer logo. And I only printed 75 of those, so those are even rarer than the book itself. But I like DeLuca's artwork. He will be doing at least one more page for me in Devil Flyer #1, and then I think he's going to be the artist. If everything works out, I think he'll be the artist that does the Devil Flyer feature in Devil Flyer #2, which I hope to put up a mail up or whatever, do another campaign. I have the Devil Flyer story completed. It's 29 pages. I have a 9-page Grave Tale story, that one that I showed you the copies of. Stop screen there and we can talk. And Doc Blaylock's working on additional 6 pages for me, and plus with other things. He's already done a Devil Flyer. He's done a vampire, a couple of vampires, a shadow government type. I'm not just building a comic around one character, Devil Flyer. I'm building a whole universe like DC or Marvel would, of a whole host of
Yeah,
characters.
you've shown us like a whole army of characters already.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that I've set a pretty good basis. My artist will be John Fernandez that did Devil Flyer. I have a 2-page character, a character called Inner Man that Dillard Draws is drawing. I think you're familiar with Dillard. He also did the content page for me. I had him do a rather unique content page for me for the inside back cover. He's doing some other things for me too, slowly but surely, but that's what'll be in Devil Flyer #1. He's also done a couple layouts on a couple different stories that'll be coming up. Some in the book. He may be available. He may not. We're waiting to see. He may have a yearly gig coming up here in April. So just kind of holding our breath to see how available he will be. But, 2-page story, he'll finish that. He's already got it laid out for Inner Man, so no problem there. Like I say, we have 19 pages of Grave Tales. Actually, I guess you could say 20 pages of Grave Tales. It all comes out to 64 pages. Let's see what else here. We have Crawl Space. That's a 2-page story by Hockey, a gentleman from down Australia. You might be familiar with him. I don't know. We also have a 5-page story called Second Skin, and that should be interesting. That's already laid out. And the Sea Demon story, I know I'm going to get Ryan, who did that Sea Demon I showed you. He's going to do some additional Sea Demon stuff, as well as Apex that did that card. He's going to do like a 3-page story or something for me, and Ryan might color it, or he may do some still images for me. I haven't decided yet, but pretty much the book should be fairly done by the time I launch, or on its way. And so I anticipate a quick turnaround and be delivered this year, and then put up another campaign for #2. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting. I have six stories in issue 1, and I will be cutting 1 story per issue till we get to issue 6, and then it all just becomes Devil Flyer. And what it is, just briefly, it's an overall arc, and it will have sub stories in there. I already have 2 stories that I'm working on that are sub stories within the main story. Basically, Devil Flyer is being controlled, and he has to confront the person in issue 6, or the thing that is controlling him. And his actions lead to events that are even shaking up issue 1. So it's all interlinked, but they can be read as single stories. That's the joy of it. I have 3 horror stories, Crawl Space, Second Skin, and Grave Tales. And some of them are lengthy. Like I said, 20 pages of Grave Tales, which is my Bog-like character, all done by Doc Blaylock. Well, I can't say all done, because there's a vampire story, 5 pages of a vampire story in there that'll be done by another artist. And I did that on purpose. Doc could do that artwork, but I wanted a change of style. I wanted a change of pace, a different look, because the first 5 pages have the vampire in it. It is part of Bog's origin. You will get his origin. I don't do a lot of origin stories right off the bat, but I felt like with this, Doc's already got 9 pages that he did for me last year. That's completed. That's scanned in. All that needs to be done is lettered and colored. And I already have a colorist lined up for that. And it's going to be spot colored. Yeah, I kind of like Schindler's List, the little girl that had the red shoes. There'll be certain things that are colored within the story. The color helps tell the story. Overall, it's black and white. I haven't made up my mind if Devil Flyer, the way John drew it, and our original idea is that it was going to be a black and white. I did have a colorist working on it early on. He was not good enough for the job, so I had to get rid of him. He did do some coloring that may focus on some of the trading cards. He's a great trading card colorist, but when it comes to sequentials, that was a different deal. It just wasn't up to quality. So unless I could always hand color it myself. I am a painter. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely would have the time to do it. It would definitely be a labor of love. But we'll just see how everything falls in place, how much time I do have, because I am writing every story within the book. But issue 1 will have 6. We'll have 6 stories. Issue 2, 5, 4, 2, 1, and it all becomes Devil Flyer at that point. But what he's doing, he's gathering up all these heroes to fight this great evil, and the events of you get bits of what happened in 6 in issue 1, and you will look back at issue 1 and go, oh, that's connected to this. I mean, it'll blow your mind how everything's connected.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would assume, it seems like most people would start out with the one story and then expand as the issues go on, and you're doing it like the opposite. You're starting with a bunch and then funnel it down into one.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
how that'll turn.
And that developed over time. What did I want to tell, and it's just like a countdown to a big climax. A big event. And then these other characters will not go away just because the titles are cut. They'll be absorbed in the Devil Flyer story. I already have for the second issue. I'm setting a good foundation right now, introducing characters, and there will be additional characters added as we go along. I have a whole Parthenon of characters. If you want me to read some on the campaign, I can. I have it pulled up too. It's called A Devil's Weapon. A tortured soul comes back to Earth to save it, but can he? A devil's weapon is needed to make a difference for good, or is it? Everything might have its price, but what if the price were too high to pay? What would you die for? Devil Flyer or Devil Weapons has been a passion project for John and I for nearly 2 years to bring you, we hope, a comic experience like no other. A lone figure who fights his past as much as his future. Devil Flyer takes flight in the city, which is set in Chicago. He goes up against a crime family that's interconnected with this other shadow government group called the Directive. You'll get hints of that in issue 1, and it's ran by a man called the Director. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Devil Flyer takes flight in the city to stop evil from totally taking over, with dire consequences to the victor, whomever that may be. The Cy Marco crime family fights a game of death, winner take all, against our Stark hero. Win or lose, heads will roll. We see the high-flying Devil Flyer embroiled in a conflict that will take him deeper and closer to a darker conflict and truth about himself and the world he protects. If you like heroic drama and adventure with interlinking characters, conflict, and consequences, you will love Devil Flyer in his first appearance in print. This leads into the main campaign. I never changed that, which will give you a first glimpse and clues to his origin and past. That is in issue 1. Born a man of conflict in 1899, many trials, 2 wars, and much time lost, Devil Flyer burst upon everyday Chicago to save a city he does not yet know. The beginning of the Momentum Concept universe starts here within the pages of this book. Justice has a dark name indeed.
All right.
Nice.
Let me see. What's everybody saying in the chat here? Make sure I didn't miss any questions.
Yeah, you don't want you need to catch up with the chat.
Uncle Ziffer saying, by the way, don't we have to clarify this very strange bathhouse action with Chris via Twitter?
Well, I have my shower right back here, my time traveled shower. I just travel back to a time when I am clean.
I don't know. The best bathhouse story that I ever heard was from Kirby. Have you ever heard that Kirby story?
No.
No. So that they were sitting in, I don't remember where they were exactly, but they were sitting in a bathhouse, him and a few other people, and as they were relaxing, there's two like big gangster that came into the bathhouse trying to bully the owner into paying protection money. Okay. So you had like the 5-inch chew Kirby getting up and walked up to those 6-foot motherfuckers and going like, "Do we have a problem here, sir?" And that was it. Like, dude, you had like those Kirby stories are freaking awesome. Like, if you ever remember the Nazi that showed up at Marvel office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
I don't know if people know that story. There was 2 Nazis that showed up at the Marvel thing because they were pissed. So Kirby took the elevator down and went to meet them at the lobby. And I want to take this outside.
Oh yeah, now I have heard that one. Yeah, he was Jewish and he fought World War II. Yeah,
yeah, and that guy's my spirit animal. Love that guy.
Now, with Devil Flyer #1, I'm going to do character pages, Chris, like this DC Wild Dog here character page that will go in a binder, and then that way, and they'll be printed on the front and the back with a hero and a villain on the back. And then that way you can, in your binder, have your character in there and then trading cards on this side. And this will ship with, this is perfect size for, they're rather large to mail, but no problem. It'll come in a Gemini magazine mailer. So
let's see.
It fits really good with the magazine.
17 cameos, was it? Ash came be like, hello, and howdy.
And I like the fact that Soul Lion actually caught the cover there. He goes, "Get the Whimsun Bloodhunt variant cover with Edward and Bella from Twilight," which you can tell that's why I'm mentioning it.
Guys, regretfully have to drop out because my day job beckons. So I guess I'll see you in the next one.
Good to be on with you.
Later, buddy. Thanks for dropping by, young man.
It's always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Devil Flyer's already been on an Indiegogo cover here. This Starcross Comics is his first cover appearance, and it's an homage to this iconic
the
Avengers cover by George Perez. This is the first appearance of Scott Lang as Iron Man, and they did an homage cover with public domain characters in their own Tribulation Task Force. And so you have here by Blue Beetle, it's Blue Beetle. Mm-hmm. You have Devil Flyer there, which the colorist did an odd job on the coloring. And then another character of mine, Hopper, there. He's yet to be introduced, but he may he may make his first appearance. I've not said this before, but he may make his first appearance in the Sea Demon story.
Oh, okay.
It will not be in the first issue, though. It'll be in the second issue.
So, so if everybody wants to get in on all these first appearance collectors, there you go.
Limited. I only have 10 copies left. I tried to take down the it's been wildly successful. I'm hoping to sell, at least 5 more. That would double the campaign from when the campaign ran. I think we're up to what, 1,200 and
1213 here.
1213. Not bad for a little ash can. So, of course, most of that came on the tail end, or at least half of it. So, Hey, Mr. Good Stuff. Hey, Immortal.
What's up?
Good to see you. Hey, Dario.
Yeah, Chris actually went back and clicked that bathhouse.
Bathhouse etiquette.
Yeah, I was like, well, what's Pale Rider sending me? So I click on it, see what this is about, because there's some guy there, and it's talking about bathhouse etiquette. I'm like, what is this talking about? And then next thing you know, he's talking about gay men and all this. I was like, what in the world? And I clicked out.
I'm glad Sim mentioned this Kirby, because this whole story started with the splash page and this page, which this is page 2 and 3 of him just over Chicago. A good look at the character, has a quote from Thomas Paine, I believe. These are the times that try men's souls, and it's set earlier that day. All my stories are set slightly in the past, so as you're getting up to issue 6, the climax will be present time at that point.
Okay.
Win, lose, or draw, whoever wins the final battle, it'll be present time at that point, and then we'll go forward from there. But now there will be stories told in prehistoric times along the way. There will be stories told in the 30s and 40s. There'll be stories all over the place. There'll be a post-apocalyptic future story as well, with a character called Visage. So it's going to be all things are possible in Momentum Comics.
We got Immortal Rising with us. Hail.
And Jack Kirby was the inspiration for, right after a big, one panel splash page of bam, 2 big spreads. Actually, not in the ash can, because, but now this is in the ash can, but the other 2-page spread that alludes a little bit to his origin and past will be in Devil Flyer #1. So that story has 2 double-page spreads.
Okay.
And it just looks like I envisioned it. So I'm really grateful that she ran this proof off for me, oversized, so that I could really see it in that size and say, yes, that's the size I need it. Going into this, I did not expect to do Devil Flyer as a magazine size book, but the artwork demands it.
Uncle Ziff was getting excited about the vampire. He's like, vampire, I just heard vampire.
Yeah, vampire. Yeah, it has a vampire, and you'll get to know his origin within that. It's interlinked with my swamp hero.
Let's see. I think whips it.
And that's one of the sub stories. The vampire and the bog character is one of the sub stories that I'll be developing, which will have later consequences in one of the latter issues.
For Sugar's continued education, the do's and don'ts of attending a furry. I'm not. No. You got me on the first one. No, I'm not clicking now. It's probably some other degenerate stuff.
Hey, Oliver. Hey, Hojo.
Let's see.
Got all kinds of people dropping in here.
Immediately start telling stories. Yeah, I know. I can't even get a word in here.
Well, you did have me on after all. I am a talker.
Until Bloodhunt 2 will be released one fine day. This is already the top vampire stream.
Actually, Don Kilziffer, you'll be happy to know that there's going to be a colored version of that Bloodhunt book that's going to be launching eventually this year. And it's coming with an extra 20-page year 1 story that's going to be leading to the sequel.
Now, one time I would have said this would have been an all-age book, but since it's developed, I would probably say maybe PG-13. It's not like Sims. That I've seen some of Sims that's just pretty gory and bloody.
Yeah.
I say it's pretty much 16 plus.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got what else here? We got Glacier Mountain. Yeah. Hell.
Hey, Dario.
Whose yearly gig in April?
What?
It says whose yearly gig in April?
Okay.
Okay.
I think I dated her at one time. Giggity.
Oh, we got good stuff. Hello. Let's see.
Mrs. Good Stuff had a meeting. She was in one of my earlier streams. I've already done 2 streams today.
Dang on, sir. I can't be doing all that. Phew, that's too many streams for me in one day.
Yeah, I've got 3 more to do today.
Oh my gosh.
Even though I only have 10 books to sell, I need to sell them.
Trevor says no bromance talk today. I guess that's karma getting Sim back for Chris's birthday. Oh, Hojo is back. Says his vacation is complete. He's saying hello to Rex.
All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Hope you enjoyed it, Hojo.
I hope you did. Where'd you go, Hojo?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Florida?
Mine starts Friday.
Oh, yeah? How
Yep.
long?
8 days.
Oh, wow. So, no, I guess no streaming for you, huh? For a while?
I don't know. I've already scheduled people in on my vacation.
Have you? Really?
Yeah, it's part of his vacation.
No rest for me,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Are you wanted that way? Stop it.
I don't know. Well, I got you guys here. What do you think? I mean, Devil Flyer needs to be in color.
Hmm.
It was geared towards black and white with the artist when he drew it. But
I don't know anymore, to be quite honest. With the
Yeah.
all the manga, the manga selling so much, right, in black and white,
Yeah.
and print and color printing going up so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
manga seems to have shown that you don't have to color stuff
Yep.
yeah,
to be successful.
But
Yeah.
they do sometimes they do colored edition when in the collected edition. And that's one of the things that I'm kind of like paying attention to right now.
yeah. I mean, maybe on a reissue.
Yeah.
That's something you can
When you
offer
got a
later.
few issues done, you do a collected edition, and that one's fully colored. That's a bit of the what has crossed my mind lately. Could be a good model. Like you do like 2, 3, maybe between 3 to 5 issues, and then you do a collected edition. That one could be in colored. You know what I
Like
mean?
this security guard here that gets shot. In the dialogue, the woman standing next to her says, "Tom." I give him a name. You may never see Tom again, and then again, you just might. So, I leave the door open.
To see him at his funeral.
What I do is I do thumbnails. I tell the artist what I want if I'm not going to draw it myself. And but I do like a storyboard, right? And then they go do the art. And when I get it back, I then put the dialogue in and I fit the story to the art. Now, I'm working more from a script type thing now because I wanted to do, and we did Devil Flyer like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby or Ditko, some of the Ramita Sr. Did with Stan, where they kind of go over loose plot. They go do the art, bring it back, it's approved, and then he fits the dialogue to the story. Well, what I found out is if the character's mouth is not open, I don't really feel right putting dialogue in it. So that's kind of restrictive. So their mouth needed to be open for me to, and I adhered to that. Somebody said, "Oh, you could go ahead and put dialogue in," but no. So it's kind of sparse on dialogue, but there's the meat of a story there for sure.
Well, we got Oliver with us.
And
What's up?
it does end on a cliffhanger in the ash can.
Let's see.
They hop in a car there from this bank robbery, which has more implications in the future. And they're speeding away, and Devil Flyer senses they're evil and intervenes, skewers through the windshield the driver, through the chest, and that's it. That's the cliffhanger. But from page 1, there's more because he's chained up and he's sinking in the ocean. So you're going to revisit that, and you revisit that scene. How did he get all chained up and thrown in the drink to die? You find out on page 16. and it's a 29-page story. So I think it'll be a filling story, although it was kind of the elephant in the room. The way I'm going to do Devil Flyer #1 is it will be 36 pages, and I will have a 28-page supplement, which will be 64 pages total. All story, no pinups. I'm trying to set a good foundation for the the Devil Flyer story ends on a cliffhanger.
Pale Rider's talking about a comic book about boobs.
Yeah, there's this Mindy Wheeler, I think, launched a comic book just about boobs. It's called Boobs. It's on Kickstarter, I think. I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I will be on later today if anyone's interested. I'm on Central Time. I will be on Comics Outlet at 7. And then after that, I'll be on with Vic King, who's done a lot of art for me over there on his channel. Just as soon as I get done over there. So
Say hi to Will.
streaming is his vacation.
Yeah,
Well, some people do that.
Apparently that is. Apparently that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoy it, that's the main thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Nobody will get pissed at you if you want to take a week off just because it's your vacation, dude.
Glacier
Now,
says,
Sam, while I have you here, you've got plans to go over to Fund My Comic, don't you?
What?
You're already over there, aren't you?
On Fund My Comics? Nope.
You're not.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I'm
You'll
not there.
stick with Indiegogo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I've never had any talk about the crowdfund my comic website at all.
Yeah.
I've seen. I know about it. I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Glacier Mountain says, Rex, what yearly gig in April are you talking about?
April 30th is when Devil Flyer #1 launches on Fund My Comic. If that's the only thing I can think about. Oh, April gig. Maybe my job. Spraying comics. Not spraying comics, but spraying for mosquitoes. That's what I do. Wearing one of my work shirts right now.
There we go.
Yeah, seasonal spraying for comics. Yeah. Usually we get started in April. It was late June last year,
Okay.
which was a killer. But they're just last year's weather was just perfect. If it could be that way every year, I would take the hit financially because it was perfect weather last year here anyway. No humidity, no bugs. It was a California dry heat in the summer.
That doesn't sound fun.
Because the humidity, it's going to get hot in the summer no matter where you're at, unless you're up north somewhere where it's really cold.
We got Douglas that says, Sim, happy? Happy? You fucking made my day. All from here up to here.
I'm actually flatting some. I'm trying to decide who's going to color Blood Hunt so far. So it's happening.
Meredith's creeping in. Hail, Meredith. He says, no, you said Dill had a yearly gig coming in April.
Oh, Dillard. Yeah, Dillard. I don't know, particularly Dario. I think a 60-page comic's what I heard. Now, that won't affect the stuff he's doing for you, but it'll take, he's waiting to see if that's going to pan out or not. So, hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag, but I think he's been open with that. They won't know if he's going to get that job till sometime in April. I'm not sure when. So you're drinking root beer, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah, he doesn't drink beer at all.
Yeah. Well, according to Pale Rider, he doesn't bathe very much, and but that's Pale Rider.
Pale Rider spreads a lot of fake news.
Fake news.
That's all he does when he's here in the stream.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that Devil Flyer, at least John's artwork, has a golden age feel. I suppose it does. I was kind of unaware of that. Really didn't think about it, but it does kind of have a golden age feel to it. Now his powers will change from issue to issue. He'll be going through a lot of metamorphoses and changing. Overall design will remain the same, but there's at least three different stories. In the next, I've already said it, so it's no spoiler, and that's where it leaves off in issue 1 that he fights a giant kaiju. In the second, so what you didn't get in the first issue, you'll get. But now
I was gonna ask, like, do we get a kitchen sink too?
you get the kitchen sink. You actually in issue one, you do get a sink. There is a sink. Do you want me to prove it to you? I'll show you the page.
You get why I made the joke. Because technically you're putting everything.
I want you. Yeah, but you got the sink in there too. I'm not kidding. I will show you the sink just to prove my point. Right here. It's in the Grave Tales. Now, whether it's in the kitchen or not, I don't know. But right there,
but there's a sink.
Yep. All that in the sink too.
Glacier Mountain says, now about these mosquitoes, is that why you made me wait backstage yesterday and then end the stream? I'm going to blame it on your dental crown.
I never saw you come in, Dario. I thought you stood me up. And yes, my crown did fall out yesterday, and I have it right here in a little jar. Yep.
All right. Shadowhawk says he likes black and white art better most of the time.
Yeah. There are a few proponents of black and white out there. So I will, I went round and round with a colorist, and I would like to have it colored at one time, but it has to be the right colorist. And I just know that there's certain streamers, if they feel like that your campaign is not up to snuff, they don't want to have you on, and they almost demand color, I think, sometimes.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, they have the CG Awards, Amanda B and some of the others at the end of the year. They need to have, and I've suggested it to her, the best of a black and white. But mine's really mixed. I have some color features in it, and I have black and white. So it wouldn't be strictly, called a black and white comic because there is some color in it.
Yeah, I like black and white, but I also like color. It just depends on, the art and the styles and stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of times if you don't have the right colorist, and if it doesn't fit the art, it can destroy the artwork, the story. It takes you anything that distracts and takes you out of the story. Bad lettering, it could be anything.
Yeah.
That's not very good.
So says, did someone mention vampires? I was on the phone for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he says, certain streamers don't sound very open-minded. No, they don't.
Wow.
No.
I know Shadowhawk, who is my co-host, he's going to buy, to get me to my goal that I want, he says Friday he's going to buy 5 copies.
And sometimes,
but if you beat him to it, I have 10 copies, but that's going to be his 5. So if you beat him to it, you just beat him to it.
Yeah.
But
there you go. You got till Friday, people. You got to go in there and get it.
That's right.
Before he does.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have 5 copies of either one. Because there's a local woman that wants one, and the others are just gone.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Or owed to some people.
Yeah, you can get a copy for $10.
Yeah, $10. I think 7 on shipping, so for $17. International, my 3 international people that backed it were in Switzerland and the UK and Canada. I lost money on every one of those, but I'm happy to just get the book out there. It is my first comic book, but it won't be my last.
Oh, Phil's here. Hey,
Hey,
Phil.
Phil.
No.
Phil's doing a very similar thing. He's, has the Lost Pages. That's an anthology, and that's what this is. I think the main grievance against anthology is, well, you don't have time to tell, to really develop the characters of the stories. Well, I just try and tell complete stories, satisfying stories, and stories that have repercussions and connections with other things in the future. So I think overall I've done a pretty good job. Now, a couple characters that are just introduced in issue 1, by issue 2 will have much larger stories, and I'm able to cut a story. It gets easier and easier, see? But I would rather, the reason I'm splitting it up and not making one big book, I want it to be able to lay out and lay flat so that you can see these double page spreads. And magazine size really helps do that. It lays really flat.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Make sure. Let me double check. Okay.
Yeah, very simple campaign. Basically word of mouth, that you're not just getting the book, you're getting 2 trading cards, 3 bookmarks, and 2 magnets that are in color. The momentum symbol, like you see up there, except it just says momentum on it, and the Devil Flyer logo. And there'll be other magnets, patches, all kinds of bookmarks, all kinds of stuff on the campaign that launches April 30th. Excited about that, to build a new campaign on a new platform, see how it does. I'm all in. Trusting Dillard's launch of his book, doing fairly well, over $1,000. I'm not sure where it's sitting right now. Is a good portent that the platform's just going to grow.
Ouch.
I think they have 19 campaigns up now, but they have 20 in development. I'm 2 of those, I think. But they have more in the wings, and I know that there's some big names that'll be putting up campaigns on that platform here pretty soon. So I hope more people will give it a try.
Okay.
I'm one of those that you build your audience on your channel, or by whatever means you can, by social media or word of mouth, and they will follow wherever you go. But it's nice that there can be a central hub for all the creators. And Indiegogo's proven to be unreliable with its shadow banning. They don't see a problem, but there is a major problem with some campaigns. I don't think Sims had a problem with his campaign. I've not had a problem with mine on this one. But
I had some before. It's when they weren't either in demand or something. My campaign was shadow banned.
okay, all right.
It's not shadow banned. It's just not findable in the search. It's like the same reason where you go and search, they'll tell you this campaign is now funded. You click on it and it's closed. It's a website thing more than targeted. I think would be the better thing, but it's still a fucking problem.
Yeah. I mean, you're losing potential sales, and I think there have been a lot of lost sales on some of these campaigns. Some of these campaigns should be doing much better, I feel.
Mm-hmm. There's also the fact that everybody can do their own crowdfunding right now with Shopify. You just have to buy yourself a Shopify website and start your own crowdfunding on it, like Mindy and a few others did. You can do that, I think, with Squarespace too. I'm not sure, but I was told.
I think you're right. Yeah, Squarespace. Yeah, I will later be opening up a Shopify myself.
It's totally worth it, but like I keep telling people, from my research and what I've heard from people, it depends on what's your purpose. So if your main purpose is to have a store and sell stuff, Shopify should be your first choice.
Right.
If you want to build a website that has also a shop, look into Squarespace, because they're more into web page development than a store, and the other one is more store, but they also have more apps on Shopify.
Yeah, I've sold on eBay for about 20 years. So, and eBay is not all of it in a nut. I would much rather, sell things like that you have more control over, like Shopify. I was very impressed when you came on, Sim, and showed us Shopify for the very first time, and
Mhm.
you could get puzzles made and
Well, I got
socks, all kinds of stuff.
my attention towards Shopify was because of Adam Lawson when he said that he opened a store there and you can create like technically your own product and sell books on there, and you
Uh-huh.
had. And when I started checking into it, I'm like, what are apps? Then I started researching apps, and I'm like, holy cow!
Yeah,
Now I'm printing on demand a book to you on my shop. If you go on the Inkslayer now, you have a Bloodhound exclusive cover, and it's print on demand from my
and what
website.
percentage? It varies from product to product, right?
Yeah, but technically you get to pick it. They tell you how much your cost is, and you can charge how much you want.
Mm.
It's the same thing with Printful, which is the one that does my merch. Because Printful does amazing merch.
And it's a great way if I wanted a Momentum Comics hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
I could have one produced for me, and
Yep.
you
And
know,
the way they work, so people know, because I sent them an email. They said they fixed it. I'm like, because it was hard. It was not mentioned. It was not easily understood, and it was not mentioned well how they work. And the principle is quite simple: is that you put a merch up, it doesn't cost you nothing, right?
right,
The first one you sell you will be charged a file handling fee, which is actually making it a physical. It's actually alive now, type of thing.
right,
Until it doesn't sell, you can create, delete it. Don't get charged, but you have it depending of the merch. So it's between, I think, $7 to $12 or something like that, which is the initial fee that
yeah,
you pay for the file processing. So making the print plate technically,
hmm,
right? And then after that, you only get charged once for it. So every other purchase, so technically, once it's sold, once it's set, it exists, right? So
right.
you paid that price, and then after that, it's just a profit. You don't get charged that again unless you change the file.
Like you had puzzles
Yes.
made up with an image.
Yep.
Have you sold any puzzles yet?
I hadn't. That's why I took them down. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
but I
It's
think that's great. I think
mhm.
that's great that you can put it up there
Yeah. I'm gonna
and
put
it
them back.
doesn't
I'm gonna
cost
put
you
some back.
anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some back up. It's just I just wanted to make some room. I was cleaning the Shopify because we also had a new member joining in the Inkslayer.
Now, is there a limit on how much stuff you can put up there?
Not so far, no.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a limit, but I think it's in the thousand.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I haven't hit that problem yet,
Yeah.
and I had the basic plan, so
It'll probably be about May when I get a Shopify.
you
Hopefully.
can get it set up pretty quick.
Hmm.
It's pretty user friendly, but in a way.
Hopefully, I'll have some more
But
product to
we
put up
got
there by then.
we got Hojo saying 3% platform fees, no DEI review, make books, collect money from Stripe as you go along.
It says 3% platform fee plus the transaction, so it's going to be more than 3%. They charge 3%. Like I read the crowdfunder thing. It does say there's extra fees too. So it's
And then he says Indiegogo's traffic numbers are fudged.
yep.
He says you
Definitely.
can tie in your own website into FMC via widget that drives people to your site. FMC
That is cool.
working on print on demand and fulfillment options.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's technically a Shopify.
He says since there's already a dating platform called Plenty of Fish, I'd suggest chat app named Word of Mouth. Okay. Plenty of Fish. That sounds right up Catfish Sugar's alleyway. Oh my God. Oh Lord, never hear the end of it. All right.
Well, I'm just grateful that none of this would be possible without crowdfunding. I'm just grateful that some people were there to point the way, like you see them, early on.
Yeah.
Towards crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding is great. Like, dude, it helped us change the entire, how could you say, indie comic industry.
Absolutely.
And
I produced my very first book through it, so.
And I've been saying, I've been
believe-
telling everyone for years that we need to think further than just crowdfunding, that we need to find a way to give life to books after crowdfunding, because otherwise the IP have no value.
Definitely.
So I've been telling people about, creating their own website and starting to detach themselves from,
What do you think about? I bought this in my local comic book store, and of course I recognized it as an Indiegogo project. Gary Shipman, Titan Mouse of Might.
Oh yeah.
It was in the children's section
Mhm.
with the children's books, and it's not really a children's book, but I said, "Oh, I got to get that," because I had backed his 1, 2, and 3. I did the catch-up tier. He was on 3 at that time, and was very impressed with this stuff that he did.
And Hojo, yes, I build my own website. I'm the one that built it and managing it for the Ink Slayers.
So I think having a barcode and getting it in comic shops is might be a limited thing, but have you considered selling actually going that step, getting a barcode and getting in comic shops?
I do have a barcode on my book. Comic book shops, I could, but it you need distribution.
Right.
I could get them in my neck of the wood. They charge it, on how they call it again, consignment. But you need a distribution deal to have it done, and to have a distribution deal, you have to be able to print over 1,000 something copies.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get there.
I guess that's what Gary did with his.
But that's why my aim has always been to be more of the independent man guy and create my own thing.
Right.
So that's why I really like the print on demand with Lulu Direct on Shopify, because it's Lulu Direct and it's pretty solid. I got my copy the other day. I showed it off, and it's pretty good quality for print on demand.
Well, if you go to your local comic shop and you talk to other collectors, they're probably going to know about your project up on Indiegogo or Kickstarter or Fund My Comic, wherever you go. Or
yeah, most comic book shop right now are living off magic and manga or closing down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the ones that are going to survive have back issues.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a good stock of back issues to survive. And they're, relying on figures and Funko Pops and little tchotchkes is not going to do it. Crowdfunding, you can do all that. We're making hoodies. We're making hats. We're making things that, is amazing. I believe all the, no pun intended, but all the momentum is with the independents right now in crowdfunding.
Yeah, but I kind of have that old mentality of Kickstarter where it's kind of like the idea is to be able to kickstart your own stuff.
Right.
Get it?
Yeah, and be your own entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I went to take. That's why I went to take a 2-year program for entrepreneurship. So
there you go.
I wanted to do it on my own. I got inspired by the people that actually made it in the indie comic field back then. Bulito, there was Tucci, there was Dave Sim back then with Cerberus. No matter what happened with him after, there was the Eastman and Laird. They did it all by themselves until they got approached. You need to create like a readership before the mainstream knocks at your door or people show up and go, "We want to invest million into that IP." Well, you need to make it exist. You need to make it breed. You need to have a readership.
Right.
So that's why I've been talking about creating yourself a website, the print on demand option for after the campaign. You can have a direct edition. That's why when you do a campaign and you back my campaign, you're getting the highest end comic book I can print, like the highest quality I can print with thick paper, everything nice. While the print on demand, you don't really control the quality. It can vary from country to country. It prints where it's at, you know what I mean? But usually that's why I like Lulu Direct. I tested it, the quality and the research I did, they're on top of it.
Yeah, that was the printer that I used for this pack mail. They do many, many different things, but I've not had one complaint about the quality. Everything was fulfilled within a week. I did all the fulfillment myself.
Hojo's like, why don't more people listen to Sim? Sorry, sugar. I go, yeah, they do. They just do it after. Then they claim it's their idea.
Yeah, they take credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all right. We know what's up.
Like, people will be using more print on demand, like you just said. Crowdfund My Comic is thinking of using print on demand. So
Yeah, that's
pretty
the
sure
great
that I'm
thing about-
pretty sure they got the idea from me.
That's the good thing with the printer that I'm at now. They
Mhm.
print, if I wanted an odd number, 33 copies, they could print me 33 copies.
Yeah, there's a limit. So some of them is 25, some of them are 50.
Yeah, well, with my printer, they don't put any
Mm-hmm.
limit that I know of on it, so that's good.
Yeah.
And the quality was good. I went with the heaviest stock paper that I could, that I thought was for the bookmarks, for the trading cards, for the book. I went with the highest quality paper they had available that fit what it was. And some papers hard to find for printers. There is paper shortages. They did have a barge go out around Egypt that hurt there for a little bit. And they did use a lot of their stock last year, because a lot of people don't think about this, but my own book was delayed a little bit coming out because of the election. They were doing a lot of election stuff last year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the printers were busy last year. Printing.
Yeah, that's why I like to deal with my local printer as well.
Yeah. Even
But,
my local printer.
My local printer goes from the small printer I'm using to all the way to Quebecor and Transcontinental. They're all in my city. I'm in Montreal, so the biggest printer also here.
Well, I'm happy with the quality. We'll see about the front cover. The front cover will be essential because it'll be in color, but I'll have them run something off. We'll see how spot on they can get with that. Other than that, I could have the cover printed somewhere else, and then just have them add the cover onto the guts of it.
Yeah, the only
I'll
issue
be going with the same printer for Devil Flyer #1 as far as
the only issue with small printers, it depends on the volume that you print. Usually small printers like my printer doesn't have a press; they have a digital press, so it's smaller. They don't have a big press. So until for them, when I reach 1,000, I should be dealing with somebody else because they can't offer me any more discount after 500. Get it?
Right. Yeah.
Because there's a certain limit that they can offer a discount. So if I'm gonna print over 1,000 copies, they're the one telling me, if you print 1,000, you go somewhere else. Like, we can't, like, we could do it, but we can't offer you any better deal.
Right.
All right, let's see.
And with a printer that can do larger things like that, you get better options. I mean, as far as quality.
But Mixam does a pretty good job too for being an international type of company.
Mhm.
And the fact that they print in different countries is also good for all of you guys, because they're in Canada, they're in the UK, they're in the US. So for your shipping, it's good.
Yeah, shipping's key. That's one of the main things I think on campaigns that are for anyone, even if it's on like Shopify, like you're talking about. You still have to figure out, okay, how much is it going to cost me to send to Switzerland? It was like $31, and this was a little ash can.
Yep.
It wasn't a heavy book or anything. Didn't have a lot of the tchotchkes that might be on a main campaign.
That's why when there's some people that complain about the price of shipping, I'm like, we're not even charging you the full shipping.
Right. And at some point on the ash can here, I may offer a digital copy for those, but I doubt it. Maybe on Devil Flyer #1, after everybody's gotten theirs and it's went in demand, if they still want it, it would be very easy to offer the ash can as a digital along with Devil Flyer #1, but that's going to be on down the road. And I would
Yeah.
only do it for like international people.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember somebody once asked me like, why don't you send them in envelopes? It would be cheaper, right?
right.
Now, and my answer was this. Okay, what if you get if I send it to you in an envelope and it gets there damaged? Are you going to ask for a replacement? Yes. I'm like, there's why.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's the whole debate about sending media mail or sending first class or
But the way I see it is media mail can be used if you can, but it needs a barcode and no ads.
right.
It's one of the main rules in there: no ads and no barcode.
Right.
No ads and a barcode. So
And
you
that
can-
was
you can
my
use
book,
it.
and that was my bash can. So I sent all mine media, and everyone arrived perfectly. No
Me for the
complaints.
US, I send I get my order, I prep all the orders, I send the US one to Beacon, then he repacks them and remails them to everybody. So I pay
better
like
wake
3
up,
shipping.
sugar. You better drink some more root beer or water. Splash some of that water.
It's about time for me to wrap this up. I think they're
I
heading
think so.
looking towards bed.
Mhm.
Hit that pillow. Who does your hair? My pillow.
Oh man.
I went to the post office one time, not too long ago, last year, and my hair was a little spiky from, just sleeping, whatnot. And then a woman comes by and she says, I like your hair. Like it was supposed to be styled that way. And I said, yeah, my pillow did it. She just looked at me.
Oh,
Because I have straight hair like yours, Sugar, just not as long. Although I did have it that long at one point, early 90s. I don't know how far down it goes, though. It's a little bit below the shoulders. Sure.
all right, everybody. I am gonna wrap it up. I'm getting tired. I still got a few things to do yet. So yeah.
Well, thanks for finally having me on, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back on.
Is it the first time you're here? I think you were here before, weren't you?
No, this is the first time on here. I've been in the chat, but
Yeah, we've had him in the chat, but he's never been on in the guest.
I knew we would eventually get to it, so no sweat.
Yeah, we'll have you back on, of course, when you do your next one.
Great. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Appreciate it. You'd be surprised. You go into other chats. I went into a chat and you think that people know about your book and people are nice enough to drop the link, and they say, go sign up for Devil Flyer. And I said, no, it's already in demand. You just assume that they know. But there's a lot of people in the community. If you don't get out there and hustle and tell them about it, they don't know. They think it's just still in sign up, because I had a very short sign up for this, less than 2 months. So a lot of people just assume that it was still in sign up. You really need to have a lengthier sign up, but
It just says he must be doing something right if he stuck around this long through all the bullshit. All righty, everybody. I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, I'm starting to struggle.
Well, good to talk to you finally, and Sim, it's been great talking to you again.
It's always fun.
Always play your
Nice
trailer and drop your link, and hopefully you get some traction out of that.
Well, thank you.
So
I appreciate
everybody, go check out the Ash Can. You gotta get it before Friday.
it. Mm-hmm.
And go check out Devil Flyer's YouTube channel. Go check out Sim's work.
Instagram and Twitter too,
Sign up for
all
help.
under Devil Flyer.
And don't forget, go check out the InkSlayerEntertainment.com. I'm trying to push a lot more people to go sign up to it. Like, sign up to the mailing list over there. I'm really trying to build it up all in there, because that's another thing we can do with Shopify. We can do our own mailing list and everything there.
Awesome. Do you do that through MailChimp?
We can have a MailChimp link to it, but right
Okay.
now I'm using the Shopify option.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, thanks, chat. Cal CG.
Yep. And
Have a great hump day.
we'll see
Better,
you
everyone.
one.
And happy birthday, Chris, again.
Oh wait. Oh, and Sim.
What?
Before I wrap this up, I have a stream I got to do tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow morning, same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And who are we having on?
birthday.
All right. So see y'all later.
Peace.